Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to talk about High Isle. Yes, as some of you know, many members of the press and, of course, content creators and streamers did get a chance to play High Isle on a secret server, thanks to Zos, recently this week and some of last week as well. So, while we've been under embargo, of course, we couldn't really say anything at all, not even that fact that we were actually playing it. However, that has now been lifted as of yesterday. So now we are free to talk about all the stuff and things that we saw and what you can hope to expect with the new chapter. Now, just bear in mind, of course, anything on that server could potentially change before the PTS lands on Monday now coming, and any of that stuff is still subject to change anyway along the testing cycles, if you like, because we've still got a long time until the chapter is actually released. But the main overall view of it so far has been very, very positive. So we know that we're going to see the Bretons. We know that obviously it's very political this time rather than a big doom and gloom, oh my god, there's a big bad guy. There's none of that stuff. We know, of course, there is a negative force in the game. There is the Ascendant Order, which is obviously led by the Ascendant Lord and the Ascendant Magus as well, his second in command, which you will see from time to time. Obviously, you've seen screenshots and videos, and it's even an image here if you like. But we are up against a movement, if you like, and it's a political battle. But at the same time, it's also a hierarchy battle for the overall nobles and general Bretons living in the area of High Isle and its surrounding islands. So you will see all the poshies, and then you will see the not so poshies, and you'll see some conflict along the way. Now, obviously, as you know, the Breton tend to be very magic-y. We're going to see some of that. You're going to see, like in Somerset, where the High Elves were very much the Sigic Order and all that kind of stuff. You saw their abilities. You are going to see a very magic-esque side to the Bretons. But at the same time, you're also going to see their homely, cultural kind of views and aesthetics as well. It's very, very medieval, which is something that we have touched upon in Elder Scrolls slightly if you look at the Daggerfall areas, but it's not something that we've really massively explored in the Elder Scrolls Online overall. The visuals and the architecture are all extremely medieval, and it's very, very refreshing to see that in this game. This is very pretty. It's really clean, and the best way I can describe it, especially when you go out into the open, because it's some massive open spaces, is a combination between Somerset and Cyrodiil. So big open fields, lots and lots of colours, and it's a bit nice. Now, speaking of size, this does still maintain the same physical real estate as other chapters. While on the map it may look deceiving, like it's very, very small, it's actually a very large area. You've got somewhere in the region of around 40 hours of play when it comes to storyline. You've got a new trial, which is the Dreadsail Reefs, which has of course got new sets and new enemies to encounter, and above all, and this was emphasized heavily in the meeting, that the mechanics are very new and unique. So it's not like before, maybe, where you always see very, very familiar mechanics. Not to say you won't see a couple, but there are some specifically designed new mechanics to get you into something completely different. Now, alongside of that, inside the trial, of course, you've got the 3 major hard modes, just like VSS when that first came out, so Sunspire, and that has been a continuing trend throughout the rest of the trials since then. Especially with Greymore and Blackwood, that is something that the community wanted to keep, so we have still got that. But when it comes to the sets, oh, yes, we've got some shiny stuff. Now, just remember, of course, this could change. This could be altered dramatically before it hits PTS. Could be altered even more by the time we get it. And then once it does release, it might even get some changes along the line. It's never set in stone, but we have many, many new sets coming. We've got some overland stuff, so there's 3 of those. We've got some crafted stuff, so there's 3 of those as well. And we've also got the trial gear as well, which generally is 4, but then you can consider that being 8 because you've got perfected versions. Then we've got some more mythic items as well. Now, this is going to be on the website. There's going to be a link in the description for this so you can see all the sets. But here's a quick overview of just a couple of shiny things. There's a mythic item that has, we're going to go over this again. We have to emphasize they could change, but the mythic item itself gives you 300 weapon and spell damage, 3,816 armor, 300 recovery for magicka, stamina, and health, and then 2,658 health, magicka, and stamina, all on a one-piece set. However, you can't bar swap. So while you were trying maybe in the past to use a 1-bar build, but you know, you swap bars even with no weapon on the back, now you can't, you're restricted. But that's not just for 1-bar builds, is it? Werewolves don't swap bars, so that's going to be massive for werewolf builds. Then, of course, there's another very shiny set in here, which is flat across the board. It's got health, it's got stamina, it's got magicka 4 times. It's a 12-piece set. We have our first 12-piece set. We've got 1-piece sets, we've got 12-piece sets, we've got 3s, and we've got 5s. And you can mix and match them as much as you like anyway. But now the introduction of a 12-piece set means we might start seeing different types of that. We might start seeing 7 or 8 or 9 or 11-piece sets. We might see 4. We might see all manner of different things in the future. I think this is a path that is being opened up for us to explore more in the future. So keep an eye on that kind of stuff, because that is crazy. Now, when it comes to extras, what you're going to get, there is a new mini game called Tales of Tribute. Now, this is, of course, a card game of sorts where you will actually battle against other players and or NPCs, but it's all tied to PvE type actions where you will actually engage with quests and stuff around the world to actually upgrade your card decks. So you can then go against other players again or NPCs and earn rewards. There is going to be a leaderboard for this, and of course there'll be leaderboard rewards, but at the same time there's going to be general rewards for playing, including furniture items and of course transmute crystals, amongst other things of course, but those are going to be very, very cool. There was a demonstration on the live stream last night from Bethesda, actually directly from ZeniMax Online Studios, but on the Bethesda channel on Twitch. That will be in the description, so if you want to go and check that out, you can see them physically playing it. But if you want to play it yourself, then the PTS, again, is going to be live on Monday. But this new card game is a very, very fresh, new idea for the Elder Scrolls Online and gives you, again, another activity to engage in, as well as all the other different things that you've got to do. Is it going to be for everybody? No, of course not. But does it give you something else completely different to do and still remain inside the game? Yes, 100%. Also, what you need to consider is there are 2 more companions. Yes, of course, we've got Miriam Bastion, which is a Dragon Knight and a Nightblade. Well, now we've got 2 different classes, both of which will obviously be unlocked in this particular chapter. And, of course, they'll come with their own unique buffs once you get them to level 20. But one of them's a Necromancer. That's different. We haven't had one of those before. Granted, we haven't had any of the other classes before, but a Necromancer, come on, we want one of our companions to raise dead bodies for us, right? And finally, of course, you would expect this definitely with a new chapter. With there being new overland content, there are new world events. So there are volcanic vents, which kind of open up and then split out and stuff and things come out. There's also going to be world bosses, of course. And don't forget, with that, there will be brand new enemies, new models, new rigs, all that kind of stuff. You might see some similar enemies to before, but you're also going to see some very, very new ones. So if you do want to get involved in this, you do want to try it out, Monday is the PTS day. That is for PC players only, obviously. But, I mean, if you do have a PC and you do have Elder Scrolls on it, you don't have to actively play on your main account all the time with it. You could just use it for PTS. If you want to try it out, check it out. But if not, then, of course, keep an eye on the channel because there will be videos regarding the new chapter along the way. So, hopefully, you're just as hyped as I am. But PTS Monday, patch coming soon. Check out the website for more information. Everything is going to be in the description. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Inequity rips at the very fabric of society. The profligate few lead lives of excess, but comfort breeds complacency. These highborn have no idea what lies beneath. Society's outcasts are trapped here. In the end, we are all trapped. A fish rots from the head down. And the only cure is to cut it off. We are the sword. We are The Ascendant.